Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer German. I'm a NASA JPL Solar System Ambassador, as you all are well aware at this point. And this is session 4 of Train Like an Astronaut at Home. Session 4 is coordination, which is a subset of exercise. So we'll actually be doing some of both. So for this session, you're going to need your mission journal and something to write on if you don't have a mission journal, and something to write with. You're going to need a puzzle or a deck of cards or Duplo bricks or Lego bricks or Mega Blocks or any of those types of things. Or maybe if you just have some plastic cups that can get stacked, some large paper clips or carabiners, or even a game that requires assembly. I was thinking about this last night about like what game. So there's my kids have some kind of like break the ice game where all the little ice cubes have to be assembled. Mouse trap, that's a good one. Even Connect 4, which is not so much more about the assembly of it, but that you're dropping individual pieces in. Things like that. So again, take your mobile device with you, your laptop, find some of these things, or kids, send your adult to find some of these things, or walk away during the intro. Intro isn't as long today, but let's see. And then the other thing you need is a pair of thick, bulky gloves. So ideally ski gloves, hockey gloves. Those are what are most like the astronaut gloves that we're going to be trying to simulate. If you don't have those, that's okay. Other things you can do, gardening gloves, they tend to be pretty thin but bulky. If you put 2 pairs of gloves on, one pair, just a pair of regular gloves, and then I left the gardening gloves over there, but if you put a pair of regular gloves on and then the gardening gloves over that, that would work. Same thing with leather gloves. My daughter has leather gloves, so they're kind of stiffer, but they're not very thick. So put another pair of gloves on before you put the leather gloves on, or even just 3 pairs of those plain basic stretch gloves that are one size fit all. Please do not use mittens. It will not work as well. And astronauts actually have fingers on their gloves, so mittens aren't very representative. So those are the things that we're going to need today for our coordination lesson. All right. While you're getting that, I'll repeat, as I have before, that I'm trying to run this at 3 different levels: younger children, older children, teens, and adults. And I hadn't mentioned it till now because I hadn't quite figured out how to do it, but I think I have an idea now. Mission X offers certificates that you have done the Train Like an Astronaut program once you have completed it. So usually you're doing this with a teacher or some other formal educator who then has access to these certificates and can print out what level that you completed. Obviously, we're at home. This is all digital. I have found a way, I believe. So these 3 levels now, not so much important, but the 3 levels, whichever level you're running at, will dictate which certificate you're going to earn. And in the final lesson tomorrow, I will show you where you can go online to get your certificate. Okay. As with every other session, there are options throughout the sessions for the 3 levels, also for just what you might have at home, which is why I gave all those different options of what to get. Make your own variations if you need to. Please get creative. And as always, you can pause the video if you're not watching this live if you need more time. This is the video I tried to show on exercise day, and so I'm going to show it now that I know how videos work on this broadcasting software. So this is our exercise kickoff from 2013, NASA's Train Like an Astronaut Mission X.
Few short months, I'm going to be launching to the International Space Station as a member of Expeditions 37 and 38. But before I do that, I'd like to talk to you about physical fitness and how we get ourselves ready physically for a long-duration space flight. Now, the good news is there's nothing magic about the exercises or the fitness programs that we use. In fact, you'll see many of these exercises performed in gyms all across the country, and you can even do them in your own home.
And that part is what I was saying was good, and why I was able to do this program from home. Okay, so let's get started. Do you have all your stuff? So our first mission that we're doing today is called crew assembly training. This is supposed to be done as a team. As we mentioned the first exercise day, teamwork is very important for astronauts. To learn how to train together, to work together, train together, also helps build coordination. So if you're lucky enough to be home with someone, then you can do some of this as a team. Ideally, you're supposed to do some of these things as a relay, but this can all be done by yourself too. So don't worry if you're the only one doing this program at home by yourself. All right, but of course, so I'm going to do some of the things on my own first to show you, and then of course, you know, my daughter is here to help me, and she will help me do 2 of the things as a team. So first part of crew assembly training is putting on your gloves. Now, why did I say they have to be bulky gloves? So the EVA gloves that astronauts use, the spacesuit gloves, are pressurized and have 3 layers. And you can see in the picture there. There's the inside bladder, then there's the restraint that helps keep the spacesuit more in shape. It also helps the astronauts with moving things in microgravity. And then there's what's called the TMG palm, which is the part that goes over outside and seals up everything, seals to the spacesuit. So the EVA gloves have been described as feeling kind of like ice hockey gloves, as the closest thing on Earth. And astronauts have to have endurance and coordination to be able to overcome the bulk and pressure of the suit. So let's get to work. So the first thing that Mission X recommends is doing a puzzle. So you got your gloves on, I've got mine on. So I've got my puzzle here. It's a outer space puzzle. So, and you're trying to get these pieces. See, mine's actually thicker than normal, so not as hard to pick up. And then put them together as best you can in these gloves. And this helps with your finger strength in the gloves, as well as some coordination. So I'm not going to do this whole puzzle because, you know, so you sitting here watching me struggle with a puzzle might not be your idea of fun. But other things that work pretty well, so put together your blocks. Try and pick them up and assemble them. Bigger ones should be easier. You just even stack them. Try if you want to get creative, that's fine. If you find this too easy, then go find smaller ones like Legos. Some Mega Blocks are smaller too, and see if you can do that. It's going to get a lot tougher the smaller you get. All right. Another Mission X variation they gave was to make a pyramid with your cups. So I have pretty big cups, but use smaller ones also. So use a flat surface, of course, and see if you can, in your gloves, make the pyramid. It's not close enough together, right? And then take it back down. And then, of course, you can time yourself, see how fast you can do, how many pyramids you can build in 30 seconds, things like that. Try and assemble the game. Mousetrap's going to be pretty hard, I would think. But other games might be easier. But the point is to try and get this work on your coordination in these gloves. If you've got paper clips or carabiners, try linking them together. This one I found really interesting, carabiners, because carabiners are very similar to what astronauts use when they're out on a spacewalk, which is called an EVA, to attach themselves to the side of the International Space Station so they can work with 2 hands and not worry about floating away. They don't have to try and hold on with 1 hand and work. They have a a strap around them that then comes off one side, and then they take it and they have to clip it onto the side of the International Space Station. There are rails specifically for that. So try and pick up your carabiners and clip them together. That's a good practice also. As a team, Amber, will you come help me, please? And get your gloves on. Let's put this out. So the Mission X team version of the puzzle is that the puzzle is broken up into different sections, and the astronauts are each supposed to, or those of us training, are each supposed to take our sections. I can't even get them off the board. There we go. You can just, yeah. So Amber, you can't see her, she's off screen, but she's putting on 2 layers of gloves because her gloves aren't as thick as mine. So she's got one lining for bulk, and then the other lining for, well, I guess the outside is the bulk, and the inside is just to make it thicker. All right, come sit here. She can't get her second glove on. Well, I think you need to practice that too. Push in there. There you go. All right. So these pieces are for you. Come sit here. And we are supposed to each build our section, but also build it, the sections do in fact go together. So here are your pieces, we're building on the board. Right? So, yeah, do your thing. I've got...
Looks like it's going closer to this side.
What were we just doing in the middle? But yes. Okay, I already put this together once, so I can't, oh, there it goes.
It's supposed to go there, no.
All right, so here's where our pieces start to connect. So I've got mine, you've got to get yours. And this is the teamwork part, we got to do them together. Yep. Yep. Good. Is there another one? I feel like there should be another one. I think this is it. I think I have the connecting piece this time. Yeah, so you would hold your side, and I will put mine in. There we go. And then we would continue to build the puzzle. So go right ahead. While she's doing that, I will get the other. The other part of this is a relay. So if you have a ball or an egg, you all know what a relay race is, right? All right. So young kids, even older kids, you might want to use a ball. Teens and adults, we should be using an egg. And I showed Amber, or told her we'd be using an egg for the relay. We have to pass it off to each other without breaking it. And she said, is it hard boiled? And I said, no, that's part of the challenge. Fair. She says we should not be doing this on carpet. Okay. It's okay. We're going to be fine. So relay race, everybody knows. We start, come here. Everybody starts at the same spot. Choose whatever you want your relay course to be. For this example, we're just going to do our 15 feet and back to make 30 feet. Don't go too fast. This is more about coordination and getting there successfully than it is about being the fastest. So I will take this egg, which I've already got off the table, and I will carry it without it dropping. And in this case, it looks like my bulky glove is actually helping. It's not even rolling. And then I have to give it to you without breaking it. You want 2 hands or 1?
Two.
All right, your turn. Yep. Don't drop. And then you have to give it back to me. Okay. Oh, that was smart. So Amber decided to hand off to me instead of trying to pick it up and not squeeze too hard. You can't feel anything through these gloves. She decided to just put her hands on top of mine and slowly open, dropping the egg very gently into my hands. Very good thinking, Amber. So that is crew assembly training. All of these different things you can try if you have the pieces. If you don't, that's fine. But they're things to help coordination of your fingers, the strength of your fingers, and if you're home with someone else who's training with you, then the teamwork. Okay. Yeah, it's a whole lot easier to use my mouse without the gloves, and our hand was really getting warm. Remember when I mentioned before in exercise that in those spacesuits, astronauts really warm up. Okay, yes, let's record this in our mission journal. And I forgot a pen. Oh dear, I should have run off during that intro and grabbed one. Okay, mission journal. We always write down the date. Okay, and we write down what we did. And what we did this time was called crew assembly training. For those of you who are writing and need it spelled for you, there it is. Crew assembly training. And then teens, adults, older kids if you like, be specific about what you did. So by myself, I assembled a puzzle. I linked carabiners. I built with building blocks. Whatever you did. You can even write down, oops, building, B-I-L. You can even write down how long you spent doing this if you want. As a team, we assembled a puzzle and we did the egg relay. No dropping, no breaking, yay. And if you did the team relay and you're writing in your mission journal, you should also write down the name of your team members. So Amber. Okay, so that is our mission journal. Of course, any variations you did, any observations you made, anything you think is important. How do you feel? How did those gloves feel on your hands? So I mentioned hands felt very hot in the gloves. And I couldn't really feel the egg. Couldn't tell if I was squeezing too hard. So things like that are good to know. Okay. Let's go on. So next, this is also for coordination. This is more about whole body coordination, and it is exercising. In the exercise session, I mentioned that home exercise that uses your own body weight that are good for you to train like an astronaut includes squats and push-ups. In some of the exercises we did, there was even a little jumping. So this next activity is called peak liftoff, and it takes those and puts them all together, squats, push-ups, and jumping. Some of you out there might recognize this by a different name, but we're calling it peak liftoff. Okay, so first, make sure you're in the right kind of clothing for this, and make sure you're not going to hit anything. Now, if we remember, last time I was doing my warm-ups, we need to do our warm-ups, and I hit my chandelier. So I remembered this time, and now I'm using a space where there's nothing above me, as well as nothing around me. And that includes other people. You'll make sure you're far enough away that you're not going to hit them. Right. So we do our warm-ups. I didn't put this on the slide because I forgot, but warm up, move your arms back and forth, or circle them around. You can move arms like this instead, if it feels better. The point is just to get your body in motion a little bit before you really start exercising. Move your legs. You know, this isn't exercise yet, it's just moving around. So if you want to even just some stretches, crack my legs, maybe if you hear that. You can even just walk around a little. And you're supposed to do that for 2 minutes. So I actually went back and checked the video from exercise, and I was just shy of 2 minutes last time. I'm not doing 2 minutes this time, but, well, actually, maybe I am. I'll just keep doing this. Another few seconds. And you can do them together, arms and legs. Still need to do 2 minutes, though. It's just to get the blood flowing, your body warmed up. Okay, peak liftoff. So here's what you do. First, I'm going to do this slow this time just to demonstrate. Oh, and I'm going to move this so you can see me better. All right. You're going to come down into a very low squat, put your hands on the floor, and say 5. Then move your feet behind you. You're going into a push-up position and go 4. Okay? Now you're going to do the down part of the push-up. And Mission X says you want to be very careful of your posture here. Don't be doing this. Don't be doing this. You want to be you're trying to take care of your back. All right, keep your back straight. So down and you go 3. Push back up and you say 2. Move your feet back under you so you're squatting again with your hands on the ground. 1. Then you're going to jump high in the air and yell, lift off. Okay? All right, we're going to do this all together now at a normal pace. So, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. I didn't do very good at keeping my back straight there, did I? All right, I got to work on that. I'm supposed to do this 10 times. That was 2. I'm not going to do all 10, but I am going to do one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. And remember, if you can't do a whole push-up like that, or if you just can't do it, it's okay to vary things. Come down. If you need to go back and do your knees instead of your feet push up, that's totally fine. Whatever works for you to get you the exercise that we are trying to train our bodies to be more like an astronaut. Okay, we need to record this in our mission journal. So, I used up the whole page for assembly training. So I'm starting a new page. Put the date again. If it was the same page, I wouldn't have to put the date again, but peak liftoff is what this activity was called. Yes, right there. And so you could write out all the steps to help you remember. It will be on this video. But okay. So I'm just going to write that I did a squat, and as 5, I plank is what's called the starting position of the push-up. 4, I went to the floor. For 3, I pushed up. For 2, and then pushed up to a squat. No, I pushed up for 2, then I went to a squat again for 1, and then I jumped for liftoff. Oh, I was also supposed to tell you some jump variations if you want. So when you've gone down, out, back, and you're back here at 1, if you're very comfortable jumping, you can actually jump and bend your legs at the same time. So lift off and come back down and try and land with balance. So that's a more advanced version. There's also one more where you can start here and jump to the side. So those are options, also variations. If you're jumping to the side, remember to check that there's not going to be anything you're going to hit, up or over. Okay, I did peak liftoff, and I did it 3 times. I'm supposed to do it 10. I only did 3, so I'm recording that. So there's my mission journal entry for this. Okay, it's time for water again. Water is very important for training, exercising, astronauts, and us here on Earth. All right, lastly for today, and like every day, it is our spacewalk. So I'm going to write down my spacewalk. I'm going to write that I'm doing a bear walk and a crab walk. I've got my 30 feet. Pretty sure I can do a crab walk for 30 feet. I did it yesterday, which was a day off. So I have a journal entry in here that none of you have seen. Not that my entries show up much on this video, but so I did it yesterday and I recorded it just like I was supposed to, even though I was by myself. I did the crab walk in 30 feet again, and I did it faster than the day before. 2 days ago, I did it in 19 seconds. Yesterday, I did it in 17 seconds. And I wrote down in my notes, I felt like I was really moving. And when I was done, I felt good. I just needed a deep breath after, and that was it. All right, let's see how we do today, especially since I was just exercising with something else. Let me get my phone to do the stopwatch part so I can time myself again. Okay, bear first, feet and hands down, and go. Turning in my spot so I can get my full 30 feet, because all I've got is 15 here. As usual, stop. Okay, that was 10 seconds. I write down 10 seconds. I feel all right. Let's see, 10 and a half seconds 2 days ago and yesterday, so slight bit faster. Okay, crab walk, the harder one. This is where we're down and we got to get our backside off the floor. Okay, ready? Go. Oops. Oh, I dropped my butt there on the turn. That's not good. Huh. 13 seconds. Wow. I'm doing a whole lot better. However, I need to write down that my butt did touch the floor as I was turning. And how do I feel right now? Well, I'm okay. I don't feel as good as yesterday. My back kind of tweaked in the middle of that, which is not good. I would think it's because I was just doing this exercise before. And as I said, when I was doing the push-up, I didn't keep my back straight. So I might have not protected my back very well. All right. But it doesn't hurt. So I think I'm going to be okay. But I improved my time. That's something. All right, we've recorded everything in the mission journal. Oh, down there at the bottom is my... And that's everything for today. So thank you all for joining me. You can go back to session 2 and do more of those exercises. You can always repeat this one to do these exercises. We are supposed to be exercising every day. Remember, you can also, if you're allowed to go outside, walk, jog, run, bicycle. Supposed to be doing that for 15 to 30 minutes each day, if you can. You can also walk inside your home for 15 to 30 minutes. And when you do, write it down in your mission journal. To get that 3rd level certificate, you're going to have kept a mission journal for all of these sessions. Okay. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for science.